Hello my beautiful YouTubers. So today I'm going to be doing a review on a foundation that I got. It's kind of a review slash first impressions, and it is on the Rimmel Match Perfection Foundation. And I just got this the other day because I normally use the Revlon Color Stay, but that is like a full coverage foundation, pretty thick. And I like to use that for when I'm like going out and stuff, or for like more like evening wear, but I really wanted something for like daytime, everyday summertime wear. So something a little bit lighter, but I do like the coverage because, as you can see, I have some redness on my face, and I don't have any foundation on because I was going to show application of this foundation. So the first thing that I will say about it is a broad spectrum SPF 18, which is really nice because since it's going to be my summertime foundation, I want an SPF. And it has light perfecting radiance sunscreen foundation. That's what they claim it to be. And it's 130 True Ivory. That's the color I have. And from what I watched on other reviews, it's a little bit runnier and more lightweight than the Revlon Color Stay, so that is why I wanted to check it out. And it's the normal one fluid ounce. And yeah, so this was actually really cheap also. It was like one of the cheapest foundations at the drugstore, as Rimmel stuff usually is really cheap. And yeah, so it doesn't have a pump, which kind of sucks, because if it is as runny as they say, let's see. It is very liquidy. So I'll show you real quick. It comes out really fast because it is liquidy. And yeah, it seems to be a good color match for me. I noticed that a lot of the colors in the collection were actually very similar to each other. So I went and found my Maybelline, what is it called? True Match color that I normally wear, and I matched it up to the foundations to see which one would work. So that's what I normally do. So let me show you how I apply it, and let's see if it can cover up some of my redness. And I have a couple little breakouts right now, so let's see what it does for that. Alright, and to apply this foundation, I'm going to be using my flat top dense kabuki, because that usually gives me the fullest coverage. Sorry about the crazy hair. I'm about to go running, and that's why I have my workout clothes on, and so I wanted to do this before I go. So because it is a little bit runnier, I'm going to just like dab it onto my face. Seems to be an okay match. I'll do it all on one side so you can see the difference. Sorry if my lighting is not the best, but it smells, it has a fragrance, but I will say I've had foundations that were much worse, and the smell, it's not too bad. It's very light, but it is kind of florally perfumey. So what I notice is it's very thin and very easily blendable. Sorry if I'm like covering that up the whole time. It does seem to be a good match for me, but that could be because it blends in so well, you can't really tell. So I think this would be a good starter foundation because it is a little bit thinner. Now, it's not covering up all my redness, but it's doing a pretty good job. And it is really warm in this room, so I'm a little glossy and sweaty already. I have combination skin. I have the oily T-zone, and I have a little bit of dry patches sometimes, especially my nose during the summer. So I will say it blends out really nice though. It reminds me of the Nars Sheer Glow. I did a kind of thin layer of it, but it blended in really nice. But it's kind of, it gives a very natural look. It's not matte or anything. It gives like a natural finish, kind of like a satiny finish. That's why it probably reminds me of the Sheer Glow. Also, the Sheer Glow is very liquidy like this. So, let's see. Can you see the difference? Sorry, the lighting is so terrible. You can definitely see it covered up a lot of the redness that I have. And then my nose. it gave it a nice little even texture. So let's do the other side. So now that I've dabbed it onto the other side, I'm gonna blend it out. It's kind of moisturizing, like it feels almost like a tinted moisturizer. Yeah, tinted moisturizer, which is definitely nice for the summer. And it has a little bit more coverage than a tinted moisturizer. Sorry, my hair. I did my eye makeup already, so you could kind of see a finished look when I'm done. And I'm also gonna go work out after this, so then I can do an updated how it lasted when I get back. Let's just blend that in there into my hairline. Try and go around my eyebrow. I think if you have oily skin, it's definitely not going to keep you from being oily, because my oiliness definitely shows through. But it does give a nice coverage, like a nice light to medium coverage. And I'm going to put a second coat on and see how that holds up. See if it's very buildable or not. Okay, so I have to say that this foundation feels very nice on the skin. It feels like very moisturizing, very lightweight. It doesn't actually feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup like the Revlon Color Stay and a couple others. There's the CoverGirl Outlast. They both feel a little bit thicker and heavier. This definitely doesn't give me that feeling. It feels very lightweight. It was pretty buildable. It covered up a couple of my little red spots and most of the redness on my cheeks. Like I said, I'm very hot right now, so I might be extra red. And it does match me quite well. I do look kind of washed out, so I'm going to put a little bronzer on. I'm not going to put a setting powder on, just so we can see how it actually holds up without any powders or anything. And I will put a concealer on real quick, just because, you know, I need a little extra coverage under my eyes. But that was the whole idea. I wanted a more lightweight foundation, so I didn't feel like I was packing on so much makeup during those hot summer days. Okay. Okay, and I'll put some bronzer on. I was just using the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. Sorry about the shadows. I have really weird lighting tonight. This is kind of a last minute decision. So, and I'm going to be using this Victoria's Secret. It's Victoria's Secret in Paradise. It was one of their collections, and it's like a bronzing powder slash kind of a highlight. So I'm just going to put that on my cheeks. Just kind of give me a little color so I don't look so dead. And I think that makeup seems to go on very good over this foundation. I really like it. And it still feels very light. Let's see if it oxidizes though, because that is a problem I tend to have, especially when I work out and I sweat. I sweat really bad on my face and I turn very red, so this will be a very good test. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to come back in probably like a couple hours after I've worked out, ran, sweat, and everything, and we'll see how this foundation held up. Alright, so I'm back, and I wanted to show you guys how the makeup held up. I did forget to mention that I put moisturizer on before I put the foundation on, and it's my H2O Plus. It's the Marine Daily Hydrator. It's oil-free. And as I said before, I do have the oily T-zone, and like my cheeks, you can see the shine. So I kind of waited a little while for my redness to go down, but the oil definitely did go through the makeup. It didn't oxidize or change colors at all though, so like it actually did hold up pretty good for a workout. If you compare it to my other foundations, this held up pretty well. Some of the redness did come through, as you can see, especially in my nose where I sweated the most. You can see my pimple came through. It has been a good 3 hours. I did ride my bike and I did work out. So you have to put that in as factors. Other than that, it still does look pretty good. I did actually get compliments on my skin, which was kind of funny. Before I worked out, a couple friends told me, wow, your skin looked really good. And so, I mean, besides the fact that I do have kind of clear skin besides this pimple right here, which I was clearly picking at, the makeup held up pretty nice, and it does give a good flawless finish. I will say that I compared it to the Nars Sheer Glow earlier, and I would still say it does give you kind of that natural kind of satiny finish, and it does kind of have the same texture as well. Although the Sheer Glow seems to last really well, and it does have a little bit, it's a little bit more buildable, but I would definitely get this as a dupe, or I would definitely get this instead, or to use as like a daytime, and then the Nars as a nighttime or special occasions, especially if you're trying to save some money. So that is my review for the Rimmel Match Perfection Foundation, and I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope that you know if you want to get it or not now. So alright, we'll talk to you later. Bye!